Hello, everybody. Oh, this is moving on its own. Stand still, please. My name is Petter. I work with Microsoft Office in Norway, and I work for a team that has been tasked with creating a component that will be used by multiple existing applications across multiple platforms. And we have made a bet that React Native is actually a very good fit for this kind of thing. So that's what we're doing. The thing is that our host apps, some of which have a long pedigree, don't actually want to take on NPM dependencies. They have their existing build processes and they don't want to change those. So how do we make stuff that they can consume anyway? If you do React Native init to create an application from scratch, it will generate lots of stuff for you. And in the interest of time, I can't explain all the details of this slide, but the core idea of it is that your Android activity will inherit an activity defined in the React Native libraries. And those do all the heavy lifting for you, particularly forwarding lifecycle events to the React host and so on. And in the interest of time, I'll skip this slide entirely and go to, this is what your main activity looks like if you have generated this sort of application. It does basically nothing except provide the name of the React Native component, because the underlying base class defined by the React Native libraries does pretty much everything. Now, if you go to the getting started part of the React Native documentation on the web, you'll find that they have a description of how you can add React Native to an existing app. And again, you require npm install, and you consume all of React Native, the native libraries as a POM from within the node modules thing. And then you have to add functionality to your host application, particularly the activity, because now you can no longer rely on inheriting from the activity in the React Native library. So you have to do the forwarding of lifecycle events, blah, 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 and lots of stuff. So it's a bit more complicated. So what does it take if we want to distribute the artifacts that we create to a third app? First of all, we have any native modules that we produce. We have the JavaScript bundle, which is actually easy to bundle up and just ship the bundle. But to consume the native modules, we can actually add some stuff to the Gradle build file and build a POM from our stuff. If you can't read this, never mind. I'll provide a sample on GitHub that has everything in it. So that takes care of our code. And then we have the bundle, which takes care of that. And we can also simplify the way we have to change the host app so that the impact is minimal. We don't actually have to intercept all the lifecycle calls. We can use a lifecycle listener to actually do that behind the scenes. And the final piece of the puzzle here is to include the React Native stuff itself. And that's a bit of a problem because it actually is available through Maven from JCenter. But what you find there is an ancient version. So what we do is we bundle up the React Native that we have installed in our demo app and just bundle it with our own Java stuff. And then we can distribute that to the host application, and they don't have to do npm install or anything. They just have to make some small changes to their build files, the Gradle files. So there's a sample project on GitHub. If you can remember my username, I'm sure you'll find it. That one, courtesy of a colleague of mine, also has support for iOS. So it's not just for Android, it's for iOS as well. And that is about it. In closing, I'd like to revisit a small controversy from yesterday. There was a question of whether Toronto or Vancouver was the best city. I'm here to tell you the answer to that question. The answer is Oslo. So if any of you would like to work on this stuff and come work and live in beautiful Norway, come see me or ping me on this address. Thank you.